It was very quiet today. Normally it's very loud. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lori Yoakum. I'm the director of Wilson Public Library. This is our community chat we have monthly. I'm so excited to have Revitalize and Thrive here today to talk about this new organization in Cozad and who they are and what they do and where they're going. And Hannah Cochran was my lead on this, and welcome, Hannah. Would you like to introduce everybody?
Yeah.
Tell us who you are, what you do, where you work.
Yep. My name is Hannah Cochran. I work at Homestead Bank as a loan officer. This is Sammy Jack. She's with VBS, and then Hunter Royal is with Edward Jones, and then Sarah Wolf is with the Cut Barn and Cozad Community Health Systems. And then we have a couple that are also a part of our group but aren't able to be here today. So Jen Howarder with the City of Cozad and Will Hupp with Hart, Heiser, and Miller.
So you are a small but mighty group.
We are. And
or is this your board? I mean,
this is, I would say, our board.
Okay.
So
how many members do you have that aren't on the board?
Well, that's still in the works,
okay.
I would say. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do have a small but mighty group.
Yes, right. We do. Yep. And we are led by Robin Geiser too. She helps us out a lot. So.
I also heard that you kind of been helped by a group out of Hastings. Is that right too?
Yes.
Is somebody going to tell me about that, or you can tell me about it? Do you want to speak on that?
Sure. So how the group was originally formed is there was a group of interns from Hastings College that was led by Jeff.
Yes.
Jeff Sigler.
And he has a really good Facebook page. It's called Revitalize or Die.
He came to Cozad a year ago, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I listened to him. He was very interesting.
Yeah, very intense. And
He is. But I think sometimes you have to be.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, tell me more.
So he has this group of interns at Hastings College, and all around Nebraska, there was towns that applied to be a part of this program. 5 towns were selected, and Cozad, luckily, was a town that was selected to be a part of the program. So out of the 5 interns, each, the whole group of them visited all the towns that were selected, and then off of their expertise, they kind of put each one with a town that would suit them the best. And so we have Delaney is our intern that we have, and we work with her, and she's helping us build like a blueprint on a program that would help us be successful in town and lead our group and what we are choosing to do as far as like gaining appearance and participation and things like that.
So many questions I have to unpack in what you just said. Oh, and I was just telling everybody, if I didn't interrupt you, that those are going to be gone. So we'll see how many questions I have. Okay, now Delaney is an intern from Hastings College. What's her major? I mean,
she is community. She said community enhancement,
something like that.
Community development.
Okay.
You said there was a little bit of marketing.
She had she has quite a few different. I think community development was her major, and I think she has like a minor with marketing and so like that's kind of what all of these 5 interns have is a lot of like community development, marketing, and their goals are to eventually kind of go into somewhere like, I just think of like Robin Geiser and Jen McCune, kind of those kind of things. That's where their interests are.
Okay. And I know that was the last fall on the movie theater's marquee. There was Revitalize and Thrive. Was that welcoming the interns to Cozad? Is that what that was about?
Yeah, that most likely would have been the similar time frame. I can't think of what month they came to tour, but they did have that. And Jen McCune started and then ultimately passed that to Robin.
But so obviously you guys are very young, or younger than me for sure. So is Revitalize and Thrive specifically focusing on young business owners, young entrepreneurs? What's the focus of Revitalize and Thrive?
Yes, our main goal is to help like younger kids or new people to town feel welcome. And we know that sometimes like going to business after hours or to the more formal events can be kind of intimidating. So our goal is just have a more relaxed feeling, like we'll help promote business after hours and all those events to help get the younger kids there.
Yeah, so Hunter moved here.
Yep.
Your grandma is from here, your great grandma is from here.
Yep.
Awesome ladies. Sammy, your grandpa lives here in Cozad. You grew up in Eustis, though.
Yep.
Hannah, you're from here. Sarah moved in. So tell me before, I know you have little touch points, but tell me about why Cozad for you? What do you like about Cozad? Why are you here?
So I was originally having a family connection with the Brownfield name, being involved with like more so the golf community and the farm community. Had just an inkling, or I guess a personal relationship and a personal connection to Cozad. Ultimately, that started with Edward Jones outside of graduating from college. Just felt kind of an emotional attachment to the community. Felt like, with my job serving clients and serving smaller communities would ultimately fit that mold. So it's nice to have that correlation with Revitalize and Thrive as well. But, for somebody who may not have a connection to Cozad and came here specifically for a job, maybe you're thinking of a young teacher or somebody that works at a bank or whatever else it is with the health system, not necessarily being familiar with maybe the Facebook pages to follow or who promotes different events outside of the chamber. And ultimately, if you're connected with other young professionals, hopefully you're able to find our page and then see that we're just sponsoring different relaxed, low-key networking events.
Nice. And I know I'm going to jump from you to Sarah because Sarah had no connections really here. Did you? No. So talk about how you got involved or how hard it was to get involved. I know I worked with you, and that was a great thing for Cozad's 150th. It was nice to have some fresh perspective.
Yeah. So I guess it's not too hard to get involved, but if you're not I'm a very outgoing person, so I kind of just, I want to be involved and I push myself to do that. But like Hunter was saying is like, there's people that move to town, don't know anyone. I at least knew some people here, so it was like more asking and knowing, but that goes back to like, if they don't know people or anything like that, it just gives them a safe space that they can come to and know that, hey, this is other people that might not know other people, and we can, gain people that way. For me, I think just asking and showing up, being involved in the school stuff and my kids and their friends' parents, and kind of just getting involved wherever I can. I kind of did dive in head first with the 150th celebration, just because we had so many events that year, and I took charge on a few of them.
Great job.
It was a lot, but it was great because I think that just kind of opened that door for me to just really realize that, like, okay, this is great, and you have so much community support here in town, and I think that's what led me to just like really absorb all that in and want to continue to give back. And Cozad has also given me so much, and so just being able to give back and contribute to whatever causes I can that are feasible for me to do. But, and like, I think this program is so great, just because I do know what it was like to not really know people here, but then have that one friend that does do things in town. And for me, I think Jen McCune was that person for me. And I was just like, oh, they got this going on, So like, we want to be that voice. We want to be the voice that's like, hey guys, it doesn't matter if you don't know anyone. We're welcoming everyone to come and join us, even if it's just for a drink or it's for a conversation or a snack or.
So do you guys see your purpose overall as really a networking organization, or somebody talked about working with the kids, or doing that as more kind of planting the seed for kids to come back? I don't know who wants to talk about that.
Yeah, I would say that overall the committee thrives on just that sense of community. I think all of us are very familiar with maybe some veterans in the community that have served on multiple boards, but trying to find maybe not necessarily considering us that next generation of
I
community
absolutely
involvement, but
consider
you
you guys.
know,
I'm like, wow, who wants to be on my library board?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
yeah. So seeing the veterans who have planted that seeds, and then not necessarily us trying to fill those shoes, but fill in those spots. So that's, I guess, our relationship that we now have with the junior action team is what we're calling them, composed of roughly 12 to 18 high school students who not only have a desire to serve in the Cozad community, but ultimately see themselves, finding work in a small town after graduation, whether that be high school or college. So just trying to, dig roots 3 levels deep rather than, just 1 or 2, and to really build that foundation.
Yeah, there's an older book that's probably as old as some of you guys are, called Rural Brain Drain. And it's very interesting about how small communities become ghost towns and how some small towns thrive. And I put Cozad kind of right in the middle of that, where I think there's some really great things going on. But I think one of the things was, let's say you pick a lawyer. If there's only one lawyer in town and that lawyer retires and they haven't really recruited somebody to come back and, hey, be a lawyer, then suddenly you don't have a lawyer or a dentist or a finance person. What do you guys think about that? Do you think the recruiting is special, and how were you recruited to come back? Seeing you're in a business that's generations deep. So
Yes.
How did they recruit you to come back, and why did you want to come back?
So I started, my family owns VBS in Cozad here, and I started working there when I was, 7, 8, doing just filing and all that. And then during the summers I would work, and every year I'd come back. And so my ultimate goal is to take it over someday. So just working there little pieces at a time really are what made me want to come back and be the next generation, I guess, someday.
How about you, Hannah?
For why I came back to
Yeah.
Cozad, it is, my hometown. I'm a homebody at heart. But no,
And your major was agribusiness, is that?
So agronomy.
Agronomy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've always known that I wanted to come back to Cozad. Growing up, I have a lot of family history in Cozad. My grandma Marty, she graduated from Cozad High School. She was the first councilwoman too of Cozad, which is really neat.
I did not know that about you.
Yep. And then I actually, her family actually homesteaded in Eustis. I just have a lot of history and connection with Cozad. And then growing up, playing sports, there was so many people, just community members that supported me and encouraged me. So I really like that, and that's really special in the community. So I really wanted to come back in this area. So I brought my now husband back with me. And then, we're hoping to raise kids in this area too. So, yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about how you plan to connect with other young people. I don't know who wants to talk about that. I know you've been doing business after hours. I know you have a Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked to Jen Howarder a little bit, so I know that and you talked a little bit about your advisory team up at the high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you're doing a mini golf, or has that already happened?
Next Friday.
Yeah, next Friday.
You guys want to plug that? Tell us more about that, because I don't know how many in the community know about that that are my age.
Yeah. So we're doing, we had some great donors help us fund it. And so we are doing a mini golf tournament. We're going to have food for the kids and everything. And so we're doing 2 different, we're going to do a earlier shift with just middle school. So it'll be 6th through 8th grade. It's all going to be held at the barn at the high school. So 6 to 8 will be middle schoolers, and then high schoolers will be 8:30 to 10:30. And we're just going to do a mini golf tournament, have some prizes for, like, Hunter could talk about the prizes because he knows more about golf than I do.
Yeah, so we've got pretty much prizes for any sort of skill level. We're going to do teams, individual, and then ultimately separate boys and girls that way. And it's just flexible mini golf. So they have 9 different holes, 4 different kind of their money ball holes, as you could say, just some additional, more exciting, more challenging options as well. And then that was all started with a mutual college friend of mine who has started this business. And so again, trying to promote young entrepreneurs, young business owners. And so that will come from Lexington.
Yeah.
So he and his wife have started that. And so
I was gonna say, I think when my son was in high school, I think we used Lexington, for their prom when we did it up at the wellness center because we got the mechanical bull.
Oh, sure.
From them. Yeah, so I think that's great. Now, I've also heard rumblings through the town that maybe you're also behind the refurbishing of the sand volleyball courts. Is that also a push from you guys?
I think, right?
That has been an idea.
It's an
Yeah,
idea,
Absolutely.
Oh,
Well,
well,
because it's in the works.
it's
now.
in the works.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, am I missed
Yeah,
off?
I'm not sure what match we burned to get that started, but it was nice. Yeah. When we started the group, we were trying to find a way to maybe provide a space or a physical location just to get some activity involved. And so had run through the idea of, refurbishing or just resanding, cleaning up the Muni Park volleyball courts, just creating a gathering spot, especially in the summers to get, I don't know about other young professionals, but it's fun to get involved in a co-ed, just kind of a rec sand volleyball. And so that was an idea that we had started, but to get that ball running quicker than we had thought is great.
I know Sarah does softball. Is there a thought to get like a co-ed softball league going?
Hopefully.
You're really good at that.
Hopefully. So that was one of the tournaments I did for the 150th.
Okay.
Talk to me a little bit about things I haven't asked questions yet on, because that will spark more.
We've got some other current events coming up that I think Sarah was going to touch on, or is it Hannah?
Me, yeah, I was gonna touch on
Hannah.
it.
Yeah.
You got it,
Just
no.
different ways that we're partnering with the community in the near future, and then ultimately have some goals in the next few years to try to pique interest outside of the community where we can partner.
So before you start, Hannah, are you guys like a 501c3, or are you just an organization having fun, or?
We are a branch off of the Cozad Community Foundation.
Okay.
So we
So you're
can
like an umbrella?
Yes,
You're under-
yep. We can accept donations under their,
So did you want to plug
House.
the Red Day here coming up too?
Yes.
Are you part of that?
We are a part of it, but we are attending it. And so that's what we want to do, is we want to be able to, one, the CDC is helping us so much, but we want to go to all community events. We want to get other people in town that don't normally attend these events, because they're actually really fun. But I mean, it's like, they don't know anyone, or, so we just want to create that, the common ground that I met this person at the mixer that was hosted here and they were super fun, great people. I know I could feel comfortable coming to a place like this, even though it might be out of my element,
Sure.
Yeah. So our first event that we have coming up, we actually have quite a few events next week, all back to back.
That's great.
So our first one, we will be at the Cozad Chamber and CDC's annual meeting, and we will be speaking there to everyone about what we're doing. So that is March 19th at the Cozad Elks Lodge. We encourage everyone to come. And then right after that, March 20th, is our junior high school free mini golf tournament for the kids.
Perfect.
So we are very excited about that. And for those, who have high school and middle school students, we encourage to please get them signed up. This is going to be a really fun event.
How do they sign up?
Yeah, so on our Facebook page, we have a QR code and a link. So we also have flyers up all over town too. So if you see a flyer, you can scan the QR code, or you can go to our Facebook page and click the link, and then go ahead and get your kids signed up. It's like a waiver form.
Yeah, could you get us a form and we definitely put it up for you? Or
Yeah,
put it in
I
Jenny's,
think
or we give
that I
yours
have one up
there.
there, yeah.
Oh, I do see, I see golf tournament. The
Yeah,
mini must
yeah.
be
It's
smaller
mini,
than
the
my
mini is
eyes
mini,
allow.
yeah, the mini is mini.
You know what, I'll make a copy of that and stick it in the youth section so we
Perfect.
can see that.
Yeah, awesome. And then the next one that we have, like Sarah mentioned, we will be at it, is the Red Day. So encourage community members to definitely go.
Yes, we do
to
have a
Red
lot
Day.
coming up next week.
Yeah,
don't
we do, yeah. Yeah, and then the next one after that is a little ways out, but that's June 20th, which is the Mestival.
We haven't even started talking about that, but that's a great segue. Hannah, do you want to tell
Yes.
everybody about the Mestival coming up?
Yes, we are very excited to be a part of the Mestival this year. Last year was the first year, right?
It was the first year. We did it in September last year,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
So we are shifting it to June, and it's the same weekend as Robert Henry's birthday, so we can do the whole art,
Yes.
messy art, messy,
Yes.
just messiness.
Yeah, no, we are very excited about that. I have some ideas in the works that will be I'll be letting you know, we can figure out what we want to do.
Well, what would be
but-
really fun when you're talking about the doing the sand court is to get it all wet and have a mud volleyball tournament.
That would be fun.
That would be messy.
Eustace knows something about that.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, that would be really fun. That's a really good idea. But so far that's our events that we have coming up. But we are wanting to keep and I guess Sarah will be talking about this, but we are wanting to keep these events up, especially for, the youth and for the younger professionals in Cozad too, so.
I know, and this is a topic for another time, but how the library can partner
Mhm.
with you guys, because, that's, your age is one of our target goals, and your age is really hard to get unless people have kids, really, to come
Yeah.
in. It's what can the library do? We have a disadvantage, say, with the tap house that you can do, we can do music bingo here, but you can do music bingo and beer there. So maybe how can we partner with you guys to do something?
Yeah.
And it can even be with kids. And I talked to Jen about that a little bit, but what's your goal as far as partnering with other organizations? Have you guys kind of developed a plan for that, or is that something you don't necessarily want to do?
Yeah, we absolutely want to partner, and that's one of our goals with the group is not only to promote and sponsor, but to partner with other organizations. On average, the 5 of us committee members are involved in 5+ other organizations in town or in Eustis for Sammy as well. So we do split our time in volunteering and serving on other committees and boards. And so we try to, extend our reach that way, promoting the other businesses, committees that we serve. And so CCL, I know we'll have an opportunity to partner possibly mid to late June with a couple ideas that they have. Supporting the downtown restaurants and everything else. And
that CCL is Cozad Community Leaders?
Cozad Community Leaders, yes.
All right. Just get our acronyms straight.
Yes, we do love our acronyms in town. So that's another, we'd love to, partner with Rotary or the Charitable Fund as well, or just other committees as we see.
Are you guys putting your events on the chamber calendar of events?
Yes.
And then you do have a Facebook page. You have a website too, or just the Facebook page?
Don't have a website, just a Facebook page.
If somebody's watching this from home, how do they get involved? Do they contact you guys to say, hey, or do they send you a message on Facebook?
Yeah, I would say if they know any of us personally, they can message us. And if they have our Facebook, they're more than welcome to send a Facebook message. We're still, like we mentioned before, trying to work out so the goal is to create a group that anyone can be a part of, but they don't have to be obligated to attend meetings and make this a big formal thing that they're well, I don't have time, I can't commit to that. Well, this is a non-obligational group. So we do majority of the work.
So there's a group, but there's a board.
Right. And so we're just trying to work out the kinks within our board on how we want to bring this about, because we don't want people to like have to commit to all this time, like meetings and this. We just want them to be able to use this as a group that they know that they're always welcome into, and they can attend events that we attend. And even if it's not an event that we're necessarily hosting and we're just attending an event, join us. We want to bring people with us. We want people to feel comfortable joining us at these events, you know? And so that's kind of what we're wanting to do, is like have a group, but not make it so obligational, you know what I mean? So,
And we think by that it'll gain like higher workforce retention for all the businesses around town, and maybe even create some future business owners. someday.
Yeah, I mean, if you're kind of targeting that entrepreneurial
Yeah.
spirit, who knows what you can kind of brainstorm. And I know that, Kristen Bennett had something on Facebook the other day about, how she partners with biggies. And that was so awesome. It's like, think of all the ideas they come up with over a couple beers.
Yeah.
Right.
And so, I mean, I think this is great for your age group, just to be able to network and partner and bounce ideas off of each other and say, hey, how can we take Cozad from good to great?
Yeah.
Because I think, the opportunity is really there. So what else have you got for me that I haven't asked questions about?
we plan to continue to do like pop-up mixers. And so with the mixers, our goal is to just kind of rotate throughout the community. We kind of talked about our next one possibly being at the bistro. We haven't set a date yet, but just sharing the love throughout the community and
Yeah, that's awesome.
just having pop-up mixers at different places and just inviting people to come.
Yeah.
And it's not, we don't want to sit at a table and say, okay, this is what we're doing. It's just letting people conversate and, meet new people and just using it as just that,
I think about one of our book clubs that we have, and every month we meet at a different place around town. And it's to give those different places businesses, but I always laugh because I say, you don't have to read the book. I've marketed it as a, night out and say, just come. If you didn't read the book, okay, but you've got to tell me up front you didn't read the book so I don't ask you a question. I'm trying to think what else. Is there anything that you guys have to do since you're working with Hastings College and you have some interns? I'm guessing that they're either researching you or using you as a case study. What are they looking for you to do?
I think just like provide feedback on different things we're doing, how it's working, so they can have an idea of, this is kind of the route we tried to go. It's not really working. We're going to shift it this direction. When we started the junior action team at the high school, we went in there with kind of a survey, and the survey just had different things throughout the town. Like you have Music Mondays, you have this, you have Hay Days, you have like all these different events. Which ones do you attend? Circle the ones you've attended. Put a star next to ones that you really enjoy. And that just gave us an idea of, okay, they don't go to these, why don't you go to them? And so that was feedback that we were able to take back to them and just let them know, like, okay, this is where our highlights are in town. This is where we're really struggling in town. We also don't want businesses or committees to host events and them not be successful. So that's also a part of what we want to do, is we want to help build awareness for different community events. And so we're just providing that feedback to help make our group stronger. And
who has that information from your survey? Have you shared that with different organizations?
so right now we haven't, and we're keeping it all to ourselves. Just kidding.
I say that because the library always works on, strategic plans. And I'm working on my 17th year here, and we do it every 5 years. And every 5 years, there's nothing for kids to do. And we always sigh at the library and go, we have so much going on here. So what do they want to do versus what we are doing? And so I hear you saying that, I'm like, that would be great information.
Yeah,
for
and
us to have.
we would be open to sharing information, because we do want to make everything better in town.
Yeah.
And so, and then we had another survey, and it's like, if we did these, so the golf tournament, the high school kids in our group picked that.
Yeah.
We gave them the opportunity to say, you know, what kind of events would you guys like to do? You know, there was laser tag, there was this, you know, and we're like, okay, let's start here, you know, and it's your guys' job to get the kids to join these so that we're making progress and we're getting other kids involved and, you know, we're keeping that going. So as far as the answers from those surveys, I do think they would be beneficial because there are things that kind of surprised us a little bit, like, I didn't really even think about that, you know, and so getting their ideas just as like you getting our ideas, you're like, that's what I need. They're kind of what we need too, you know,
Yeah.
so.
I'm trying to think. I know you said what your events are next week, and I know you said pop-up events. I love that. Do you think your pop-up mixers are always gonna be held at bars or restaurants?
No.
We're open for anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, you said no, go fast.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
An incentive for at least myself is to, you know, be around a group of people in a relaxed environment. Typically that takes place, you know, at a bar, restaurant, whatever that may be. But ultimately we've got different ideas that we'd like to spark, specifically with maybe utilizing or partnering with the Elks with their new golf simulator, different things down the road. Some sip and paint ideas with the Cozad Creative District and Bonnie Hubbard. Different ways that we can do mentor mixers. And then we also thought about maybe a school supply or food drive socials, different things that we have. And then, you know, as well partnering possibly with Chris and Bennett or whoever else provides, you know, the trivia night, music bingo.
Possibly a night of volleyball.
Or volleyball, yes.
Outdoor volleyball.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a lot of fun. I know one thing that the library's talked about doing is like a pop-up karaoke over in the green space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Don't know if anybody'd show up or not. There have been people over there playing guitar and different music, you know, throughout the seasons. It's like, what if we did karaoke over there on a summer night? What would happen? So those are all fun. Okay, last call for anything on your sheet that we haven't talked about.
I think that covers everything.
Yeah.
So far.
I would just encourage anyone that has any questions or any input, any ideas. We're open to all suggestions and ideas. You know, we're 5 people.
Yeah.
And so 6.
All right. So
Six.
there's a question. You had said, you know, everybody is at least on 5 committees. So speaking as somebody older, how do you not burn out?
Well, I'm not married. I don't have kids, so I have
Yeah.
plenty of time to be able to spend doing different things like that. But, you know, I like to think that I can serve one night a week at least. So thankfully for me, most of my committee meetings span different nights, if not different weeks throughout the month. But yeah, right now it's another part of, you know, networking, not only for me personally, but for my job, and just making sure that I'm in front of as many people as I can.
Yeah.
And then this is a great way to do it.
Sammy, how about you?
I just think, I also don't have any kids or anything, so I can spend the time doing it. And I just think it's really important for like work and getting our name out there and even getting our employees involved in the community too. And like I said, the workforce retention's in there. We're apt to stay and continue working in Cozad and not move away.
Hannah, how about you?
I definitely agree with Hunter and Sammy. You know, it's good to get out in front of people and customers, and that's a really, you know, big part of the bank too. And I really enjoy doing it.
I was gonna say, you're a little bit, well, both of you are a little different, but kind of. I mean, you own your own business, so yes, you would like to own a business, yes. Hannah is more staff.
Yeah.
So do you have a directive from the bank that they would really like you to be out and visible?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Homestead Bank, like we are very like community oriented.
Yes.
We, you know, want to support everyone as much as possible, and be a
And I
part
think all the
of-
banks are.
Oh, absolutely, yes, no, all the banks for sure, yes, all of your small time.
I'm not saying they
No,
won't,
no.
I wanna get a
Wait,
plug in
wait,
for all of
security
them.
reach out too. But yeah, no, like there is some, you know, some you know, like a little bit of a push. But I don't mind at all, giving back to, the community that gave me so much growing up.
Yeah, and again, we talked about what can we all do to elevate our community or make it a place that people don't want to leave or that they do want to come to.
Mhm.
Sarah, how about you? Because you do have kids and you have a range of kids. So how do you not burn yourself out, Sarah?
I don't know. Because I do have kids and I have a husband and I'm busy with the business and my job that I work for the hospital.
Would you
but
just say it's important to you, so that's why you choose to do this?
It is important. It is very important. The hospital is supportive of me being involved in the community, and so I'm very thankful for that. And, in the end, like my job is a recruiter and internal communication specialist, so I am directly going to be working. This is my goal, is I want the retention. I want when we get new staff that aren't from Nebraska or this town, I want them to come here and, hey, there's an organization that I'm a part of and now you can be a part of, and just like, and it is very important for this town to like keep the kids busy and provide these things for them. And so I'm extremely passionate about that. And, my daughter's a freshman. And so, this golf tournament goes directly for her, and I want everything to be successful.
Yeah,
and so-
I'm guessing too, as a mom, that you'd like to plant the seeds for your kids to come back.
Well, and that's honestly, that's the thing with the junior action team. Like one way I look at it is like, you leave, you come back, you don't know any groups, you don't, but you're like, hey, I was a part of that junior action team for Revitalize and Thrive, and it's still now I know where, and it's just creating that domino effect a little bit, but I'm passionate about it. I think it's important. I have a company that supports me, to be involved. And so it's getting in mind.
That's awesome. So I know where to go to when I want things advertised, guerrilla marketing, that's what I call it, word of mouth, which I think is the best way to market anything anyway about what's going on at the library. I'll just say, hey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In the dark when you're walking your dogs.
That's right.
What are you doing in my neighborhood? Anyway, it's fantastic to have you guys here today. Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Any way the library can partner with you, we would love to be able to do that. So next month, I believe it's April 11th. No, it's not April 11th because today's March 11th. 6, 7, 8. April 8th. State Senator Teresa Ibach is going to be here. We are not going to be filming that because I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of people here that day. But join us. Thank you very much.